afternoon and welcome to Sydney Harbour, a sparkling Sydney Harbour for the first official race of the 18-footers for the 24-25 season. And what to have a breezy day, and this is the 6th Spring Championship, Heat 1, combined with the Club Championship. I'm Peter Shipway, and it's a big hello to all our friends Australia-wide and around the world for what we hope will be another great year of 18-foot skiff racing. Well, joining me in commentary this afternoon, firstly a man that knows all about skiffs and the harbour. A very good afternoon to Andrew Dolly Devola. And before we delve too deeply into the fleet today, good afternoon, Dolly, and tell us the weather and what you're expecting as the afternoon wears on.
Good afternoon, Pete. Afternoon, viewers. Yeah, absolutely stunning afternoon here on Sydney Harbour. We've got a southerly breeze in at the moment that's quite gusty, but we're getting between probably 17 and 22 knots. That's just being driven by a weather system, low pressure out in the Tasman and a high off Tasmania, and surprisingly warm and nice conditions. We've got a 1.8 metre tide dropping out to a 0.1, so we're going to have a lot of water movement through the harbour. And early on in the season, I think that might be pretty testing for the crews, Peter.
Okay, well, thank you, Dolly. And back again, our Master and Commander, Jimmy Bury. Jimmy, good afternoon, and welcome back to you and your wonderful craft. Run us through what we expect the course to be today.
Afternoon, Pete. I believe they're still waiting for signals, but we are down in Athelby, so that leads me to believe we are on course 4, which is a southerly course. So as I said, we start here in Athel Bay, we work our way up to Clark Island, and then the long run down to Obelisk Bay. Work their way back up to Shark Island, around the Shark Island mark, down to Athel Bay, work their way back up to Clark Island, run back down to Obelisk, work back up to Shark Island, run down to Athel, and then we finish off Clark Island. So it should be a very fruity start to the season, Pete.
Well, a new season and a new starter. The PRO, Hugh Lester. Welcome, Hugh. A huge background in starting, finishing races. Tell us all about your background.
Thanks, Peter. Well, I've been doing race management for about 20 years now. Started out learning of a gentleman called Jeff Martin who ran the laser class. Became an international race officer accredited in 2014. I've run probably 20 laser world championships, men and women. Been to 3 Olympics running laser racing. I've done the last 6 years of 16 nationals, the state race officer for the 16s as well. So fair bit of time on the water. A
reasonable resume, I'd say, yeah. And this year, your crew, how many have you got out with you?
We've got 5 on the boat. We're aided with some new technology this year. We've got the Vicaris, which has been updated from last year for boat locations. And this year, as a new thing, we have the robotic mark set bots. We're using them for start, pin and finish, as well as all laid marks. The advantage there is that we can tweak the start line to get a fair start line very easily, rather than having boats in, shifting anchors, that sort of stuff. It's a simple move of a GPS off a mark.
Yeah, it sounds great. Well, good luck today. If you make any mistakes, you'll certainly hear about it from the camera cat.
Thanks for that, and I hope not to hear from you.
Good on you, Hugh. Welcome. Okay, well, I think we're in pretty good hands with Hughie Lester and his team, and we do recognise the effort from previous years from Jeremy Whitting and Doug Cameron that for many years ran these races, but they've hung up their sea boots, and it's a big warm welcome to Hugh. And Dolly's, we're seeing the fleet coming out of Double Bay. The breeze is, what, about 12, 14 knots, a bit more in the gust, and all skiffs, I would think. Well, I know they're all on small rigs.
Yeah, all on small rigs, and yeah, as you say, Pete, it's very puffy. We have got some big, decent puffs coming down. Probably, I'd say, probably getting up in the high teens. I got some readings from the Sydney Harbour wedding cake that were coming through at 23, but we're seeing some big holes, and it's going to be interesting because the skiffs work up to this Double Bay mark, and then we have the kite run down to Obelisk, and those who've seen this course before, you can set the spinnaker there and and have no air and you're heading towards Shark Island, or you can end up at Bradley's Head. So,
or Kirribilli at the worst, yes.
Yeah, so it's going to make things very interesting. And as we've said early on in the season, crew work's going to be a bit rusty. And I think it's going to be a great afternoon of skiff viewing. Bit of action.
Yeah, for the first race, official race, it's looking that way. And we've got most of the fleet that we've known from past years out. There'll be no 18-footer bar and restaurant today. She's a late scratching. There'll be no Andu, and there's no Fisher Paykel today. So leaves a fleet of 14. And Yandu is back with John Winning Sr. in the driving seat. That boat had an incredible season last season, winning everything that was put in front of it, the club championship, the state championship, the Australian championship, and then went on to crown that glory with the J.J. Gilton Championship when Mika Lane steered that boat. So it's certainly the boat to beat early on in the season, but there's a lot of other skippers that'll have probably a say in that as we're watching the Burrowang. Simon Nern, he's coming down with his son aboard this year. Young Max Nern, who's come up through the skiff classes, and Simon in his 20th year of 18-foot skiff sailing, only bettered by one and only John Winning. But at the moment we're watching a fleet of gaffers come round the race course across the starting area. They've been racing from the Sydney Amateurs Gaffers Day. Some wonderful old boats out there, but there's the scene as you look back into Rushcutters Bays. Burrowang just dropped their spinnaker, and there's the high-flying Yandu just flexing their muscles back to the starting area, and we've still got a fair time before we start. But Dolly, I know you've been over in Barcelona. I don't think we could pass without saying congratulations to the New Zealanders for what they've done in the America's Cup. Our friends over there, the amazing performance in winning the Cup or defending the Cup. They won it in Bermuda, they won it back in New Zealand, now they've won it in Barcelona. I think whether you like that style of boat or you don't think it's sailing, I think all you can do is really take your hat off to the New Zealanders.
Their team culture, Peter, was second to none, and to see the boat sailing firsthand in Barcelona, you know, as you know, I love the technology side of sailing, and it's certainly just gone to an incredible another level. We're seeing boats bearing away around the top mark, doing 55 knots, and in 17 knots of breeze, just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, what we saw between our Aussie Kiwi friend Nathan Outeridge with Pete Burling, the combination of those two guys were always going to be hard to beat, right?
Absolutely. Well, I think we'll recognise them for the job they did, and maybe, who knows, they'll come back and sail 18-footers and see how they go. But congratulations to everyone associated from Grant Dalton down for that New Zealand effort. It was fantastic. But we welcome back a lot of our regular viewers as we see the series sponsor, 6th barrelling downwind. That's Bradley's Head in the background. And they're down the starting area. There's some beautiful yachts just going past us here that finishing this Sydney Amateurs race. But welcome back, as I say, to a lot of people that have already joined us. Ben Kirkby from Queensland, North Queensland. Bing Bong's there, William King, Olivia Dameron and Christian Dameron. Olivia's in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Christian's in France. So hello to you, and getting ready for the winter, we're getting ready for the summer here. Graham Long's there. I think I saw Brian Phillips is back. Russell Moore, John Martin, Graham Bennett. So some regular watchers and some newcomers. So welcome to you all. Ian Henderson's there, Nipper Henderson from Burnett Heads in Queensland. So we hope we can provide you with some thrills and spills today. The breeze is still up and down a little bit at the starting area. We're probably looking at about 14 or bit of spiky stuff now coming through, Dolly, now out of Rushcutters Bay, isn't it?
Some good gusts coming out of Rushcutters there to where we are, but like we were saying before, once you get up the top end of the course there towards Double Bay and Clark Island, very patchy and gusty. And I think the smart money will be on the more experienced crews who'll have their heads out of the boat because they'll be in good control. They'll be able to have their heads out of the boat and look for those, link up those gusts. But certainly probably a bit of luck involved today as well. But looks like that with these gaffer boats clearing, that we're going to have a pretty clear harbour, that it's going to give them a good go at it today.
Pete, I've just heard from Hugh Lester the small delay in the start. We're just waiting on the mark set bot, which we can see coming on down, which is a pin. He needs that to get in position for us to start. So just a small delay if the viewers stay with us.
Well, I think you can put up with that because it's new technology and we need to get it right. But once we get it right, it'll be fantastic. If you're watching the America's Cup, you saw how quickly and easily they moved the marks there, those robotic marks. And we're introducing them then this year for the 18-footers. So that will make certainly life a lot easier for the crews, not having to pull up anchor and reset them. You can just adjust them remotely, and it's a huge benefit to the race officials.
So yeah, you can see one of them just coming. That's the pin mark making its way down towards us on screen there now. So viewers who aren't familiar with this system, it's got a small electric outboard, for want of a better description, that's GPS controlled, and so there's no ground tackle, anchor or anything involved, and the marks can be moved remotely, which speeds things up for the race officials most certainly, and we're using them for the first time today. So they've been used at lots of regattas around the world in the last few years, and the technology, new technology, and generally they work pretty well. So once again, the 18-footers moving with the times, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's good to see. Like obviously they use them in GP and so forth, and would have heard them in the cup coverage where they were saying they're lengthening or shortening the course. This is how they do it, and it's a pretty cool system.
So we've got the Vacara start line equipment to tell us who's pings boats that are over, and lets the boat know, of course, if they are over, a red light comes on and they've got to go back and restart. If they've got a green light, they keep going. So that's some good technology that was introduced last year. And now the robotic marks, as we look at Shaw and Partners coming downwind in a good gust, back near the starting area. I think most of the fleet are out. We've seen Rag and Famish. I haven't seen them out yet. Dolly,
I did see them go past us. They're just down right here.
Oh, okay, right. Well, we think Harry Price is driving the Rag today with Max Paul and Finn Rodowitz. Harry back from Barcelona as well. He was over there assisting his sister Olivia.
Yeah, so Harry was coaching both the youth and the women's AC40 teams for the Australia Challenge, and Max Paul, who's on the sheet today, was part of that youth team as well as a trimmer. There they are now. They're just
coming upwind. Yep.
They're having a little bit of a tidy up, but they're all on wire now and just giving it a little bit of a stretch. I would think they're probably one of, just as I say that, they'd be one of the more favoured teams. They do a little bit of teabagging there for us. So.
You could leave the boat now, Bobby.
So,
commentator's curse.
Yeah, well, I think it'll take a bit of time for all boats to get back in a bit of rhythm. They've had a fairly long off-season and a lot of crews have been doing other things, but today is a really good first-up test in this breeze. No doubt about that.
So Hugh Lester has put the AP flag up on the start boat. You can see that net there now, the red and white flag on the back of the start boat. So we're just in a slight delay while they just get the course sorted, I think. And so when that AP comes down, we'll be ready to go into sequence.
I don't know what happened just behind us off camera.
Just coming in to say hi.
I think more than hi, they just want to come aboard for a drink, I think. But anyway, the Balmain boys. But there's a very famous yacht there. The Nerida, owned still, I believe, by the Hardy family.
Sir James?
The late Sir James Hardy. And it was in his family. And then it won a Sydney Hobart race in the early 50s. Being restored back to its gaff configuration. And one of the legends of Australian sailing, who we miss greatly, Sir James, who passed away year before last. So a famous yacht with a famous owner. But they've done that.
known as Gentleman Jim, and he was certainly that, wasn't he?
Absolutely, every inch of the way.
Yeah. And after we saw the Rag have a little bit of a dunk to windward there, they nearly went over the other way in a 20-knot-plus gust a moment ago there.
It's spiky, isn't it? There's some spiky bits coming through. It's down pressure at the moment, and we're just watching our robotic mark still coming downwind.
We've got Finport Finance on the screen there now. Keegan York back on the helm there with his regular crew. Tommy Clout filling in the middle, or is he on for the season this year?
I think Gus Williams is on with him with Phil Marshall from what I chatted.
Yeah, so Phil's there today and Tom Clout filling in, a worthy replacement.
Yep.
And of course they did the European leg of the 18-footers, so they haven't had as much of a break as everyone else. A few of the other Aussie boats were over there as well.
Well, I think they finished third behind the Germans won it.
They did.
And Yandu was second, and the Finport Finance with Keegan was third. I think he didn't have his best year last year. The year before he won the Australian title, but he just probably a little bit off the pace last year, but he certainly was not off the pace in the 16-footers because he crewed on the winning boat that won the Australian title.
Yeah, I think he spread himself a bit thin last year, maybe, shippers.
Yeah.
They've certainly excelled in the 16-footer, sailing with Sarah Lee, the first female in history to win the Australian skiff title. And he had a bit on, Keegan, so maybe he just had his finger in too many pies. But I know he's giving the Moth class another good crack this year.
Oh, is he? Wow. Gee.
Heading to the World Titles in New Zealand, so
I think he's the Australian president.
we'll see. But Keegan's always a solid performer, isn't he?
Yes, yep.
Reliable is what I'd call him. So
Yep, reliable and consistent.
yeah.
So we're back at the starting area. We've just look as though we're getting the robot starting line buoy in position. There's the ferry, the spectator ferry out today. Vagabond Cruises. There's a lot of people on board her for the first race, which you'd expect. It's a terrific day for a sail. Good breeze, clear sky, big tide though, wasn't it, Dolly, as you mentioned?
Very big tide running out all afternoon. And we've got just another spike in the breeze coming through now, Pete. There's a bit on there. Hugh may be moving that pin a bit now. It looked very short, that line. He was going to make them work for it on day one.
You get a few of these puffs once they get round the Double Bay windward mark, and you're off to the cleaners. If you can get round Bradley's, you'll be doing well, but it'll be a bit of crews need to be a bit prudent. If some get a bit gung-ho up there, they get the chute straight up, and sometimes they end up to leeward of the wrong side of Bradley's head. So, as Dolly was saying earlier, just be a little bit prudent before you set your spinnaker on the long run down the harbour to Obelisk Bay, which we refer to as the graveyard, because we've seen certainly a lot of people come to grief over the years down at Obelisk. It gets a bit spiky down there. You've got to get round the headland and then go back into the turning mark there. It's not easy.
We like to call it Asco Reef down there.
Yeah.
Peter, made famous by Hugh Stoddart, Noel Kinch and Paul Schultz when they went through there doing full noise and forgot to put the depth sounder on.
Yes. That was a few years ago, wasn't it? Okay.
Not forgotten.
No.
I'd be careful bringing up people's past, Ollie. We all know your past.
People who live in glass houses, you think, Jimmy. But at the moment, we've got a Captain Cook cruise boat just sort of holding station above the start line. And I think we're trying to get the other mark spot down, which is going to be the mark down below us here in Athol Bight.
Well, the AP's just come down as you're speaking there, Dolly. The Captain Cook couldn't be better positioned if you wanted to block the starting line. There's the starting line. You can see the yellow buoy down at the pin end, and there's the Captain Cook.
Yep. Maybe there's a few 18-footer fans on there.
Well, they'll get a good look and a bit of abuse, I would think. But we'll just quickly give the boats that we know are out here today, and we'll talk more of them as the day goes on. We've got Smeg and Yandu, Shore and Partners. Lazarus is here, Rag and Famish, the Burrowang, Balmain. Sixt, today's they're the sponsor of the series. Today's race sponsor is Yandu, I should mention. Kitchen Makers out, the Oak, Finport, Noakes. Beck Hancock is steering Noakes with Cam Walker and Ian Wood. Marine Outlet and Vycobi. And they're the signals. The flags are up. So we've got 5 minutes to go. You can see the time top right of screen. And hello to everyone that's watching from around the world and around Australia. I'd like to say a special hello to the bar flies at the CYC bar. They're all around the bar having a lemonade and watching. So hello to all you guys, led by Donald Graham, to Johnny Montgomery in New Zealand. Hello to you, Johnny.
Beck Hancock on the Noakes there on screen at the moment. They look in nice control, and it's great to have our two female skippers, both Emma Rankin on the Shore and Partners and Beck Hancock on the Noakes.
Yeah. Well, I think Emma did very well last year in her season with the Shore and Partners. She figured prominently in a lot of the races, so we expect another good season from her, and also from Beck on the Noakes with 4 minutes just under to go. Captain Cook is just moving away. It's a big vessel, this Captain Cook cruise. There's a pretty good windbreak there, Dolly, if you want to get behind her and do a few repairs.
Not much air behind that, Pete. No. So fortunately they're starting to move away. Someone might have given them a bit of a hurry up, but they're not in a hurry.
No, I think we're going to be away in 3.5 minutes. I can't see any impediment. There's a ferry just coming around Bradley's Head. He should be clear, I would think. Jimmy, do you think by the time we get...
He should be
3:20
clear for sure.
Yeah. Don't think he'll cause a problem. And what do you think of the line, Dolly? It looks pretty good, I think, doesn't it?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's shorter than what we would normally see. So as I say, Hugh's going to make a statement straight away. Both Jimmy and I have done a bit of sailing with Hugh as an RO, and he's a great RO. And but he certainly will keep these skiff sailors in their place, which they may not be used to.
He wants to put his mark on the race already.
He's going to make them work for it. Yeah.
Well, good on him. So 2:40 to go. The breeze, what do we got, Dolly? A bit lighter here, what, 12, 14, 15 perhaps?
Yeah, once again, still very patchy. We're in a bit of a drop phase at the moment, but no doubt, Pete, they'll go around that top mark at Double Bay, put the kites up, it'll be 25,
Absolutely.
right?
Every time, right?
Never lets you down, does it? Never lets you down. Okay, 2:20, and...
So, yeah, we were just looking up course there. You had a good overview of, you could see the breeze moving down the course, and now we're just looking down below the start line as the boats are lining up and jostling for a few positions. John Winning looks like he's just going to... He's seen that line's fairly short, so he's just taking another dig over to get a bit closer to the boat end, I think, Peter, and looks like a pretty even line.
Well, that's what we like, and that's the scene. Looking back at the spectacular Sydney Harbour. Can you see King Charles III there anyway? Jimmy would be a mate of yours, wouldn't he? Huh?
Not a mate of mine, Chip. I thought he'd be rubbing shoulders with you more than me.
Yeah, he's a good fellow. He rang me this morning and said he's been watching. So there's the line. Bottom screen is the pin end and the committee boat up. There's the fleet starting to stack up on starboard now, Dolly, with just 1:20 to go. They're hanging back a fair bit.
Looks like Balmain are well placed on the windward end there. They might be a little early at the moment. They're a bit advanced on the rest of them. But they look like they're being a little bit conservative at the moment. They're just holding back a touch. So hopefully we're going to get away cleanly.
Well, there's the minute sound. There's a good gust coming down out of Rushcutters Bay again. It might just miss the majority of the fleet because it's got a bit to the right of the starting line, looking upwind with 45 seconds to go. Balmain, you mentioned, Henry Larkins. Tom Grimes is sailing with them today, an outstanding young sailor, and Flynn Toomey. So they've got a good team aboard the Balmain. Under a minute to go in the first official race. All Rag and Famish is coming in hot.
Yeah, the more advanced boats we've got are Yandu and Finport, with Rag and Famish just starting to move into that lineup over the top with Smeg.
Yep, a couple of the experienced guys. 15 seconds to go. I think Lazarus down towards the pin.
Yeah, they're trying to buy a little bit of time there. They're a little early, but they're looking good now. But they might be a bit tight on that pin lay, I think.
Balmain's up at the weather end. She's going to be good at pace. Okay, clear start from our eyes, and I think from Hugh Lester's eyes as well. There'll be no recall, and we're away. First race, and Balmain, a really good start in good pressure and good speed up at the committee boat end.
Rag and Famish in a bit of trouble there.
In more than a bit of trouble. She's in big trouble.
A bit of trouble as well.
Yeah. So Rag and Famish is over. She has capsized. Burrowang's in irons.
And just back behind the line, Shore and Partners just capsized as well.
Oh, right. Okay, so early days and plenty of action in the first minute of racing.
We did anticipate that.
We did.
But straight out of the box, we've got Balmain, via Kobe and Finport leading the way at the moment.
All on starboard, just getting around Bradley's Head, which is probably the way to go at this stage. No one's bailed out really on port. Only 1/6 has gone on port, but this is the leading group.
Yeah, Rag and Famish looked to bail out on the port and then realised they had starboard tackers there and flopped back.
Got all chicken winged up, and then next thing he's in the tide. Exactly.
That's right. Very good pressure there in here now, Pete, but in about 100 metres that breeze is going to die for a short period of time, and I expect they'll get headed too. Seems the down pressure's got a little bit more southeast, and the gusts are coming more out of the south at the moment.
Yeah.
Just come over.
Well, it's Balmain showing the way at the moment, and Vycobi.
Yeah, the two of them have managed to hold up on that southerly pressure.
Yeah, they stayed in that pressure longer, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So they're going to reap some benefit from that. Keegan York in the Finport's just managing to hang on to the edge of that breeze.
Just starting to stub their toe a bit now. This breeze is down for Balmain and Vycobi, and Finport's wriggled his way out of that and into good pressure. There's Lazarus coming close to us here. Tom Kunich, Josh Feldman and Paddy Bannon.
And you can see they dropped off that little bit of pressure and they were bow down. Still looking at them now, you can see the boats above sailing that much higher angle in the pressure.
Yeah, they've got good right-hand pressure up there.
They might only need 2 short tacks to lay this top mark, it looks like, Peter. So they're powered up now. They're in a good line of pressure. Finport in the foreground, just starting to drop off the edge. But the two windward boats, by Kobe and Balmain, are still on that pressure and really reaping some.
And there's another boat up there too, Dolly. I think it's the Royal Oak, isn't it?
Yeah, the Royal Oak.
He's
they're
done well.
Little bit behind, but they're.
I think he might have taken a short dig out on port, but he's in the mix as well. That's the three of them there: Balmain, by Kobe and the Royal Oak.
Way off in the background of that shot just before is the kitchen maker. They'll be
and 6,
too short reaching to
they'll set the chute to get to the weather mark. Breeze has gone hard right. There's plenty of pressure here, Dolly. Look at this in Double Bay. Boy,
yeah,
the gust of the day.
Plenty on here. This is going to be, I think it'll be kites up and left turn.
The Oak, Hugh Stoner, Hugo Leeming and Daniel Watson doing a fine job. There's Vycobi, Kirk Mitchell.
Yeah, now I had a quick chat to those boys in the park today, and they said, I said, how are you feeling today? And they said, not too well after doing the Port Jackson Championship in the 16 yesterday, but it would appear that proved to be quite a good warm-up for them because they're doing really well today.
New boat last year, they certainly had their moments at times that they might be one to look out for this year, I think, the Vycobi boys. But now what do we got here? We've got the weather mark is on station and a lot of the fleet now back on port. That's Finport. Next will be Yandu. And then these two here we're looking at are Vycobi and Balmain. And I think Vycobi will lead here, Dolly, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They're going to have to complete a bit of a tricky tack bear-away
You'll
move
see
here.
in a moment on the bow of Vycobi just coming into view. There's the Royal Oak. She's capsized.
That's a shame.
Yeah, she was well up. Okay, Vycobi just easing the gear now a little to get good speed for the tack, and they will lead.
But the tack bear-away
Yes.
in a gusty breeze.
Oh, stay tuned.
I've spoken too soon and
Stay tuned. Hang on to her, Kirk. Daniel,
Just got to get settled, get the boat speed up, and
Daniel Barnett
find
and
your
Andrew
spot.
Stevenson.
and don't bear away until it's rolled in on top of you,
That's
right,
right.
Jimmy?
correct.
And that's what they're working on now.
Yeah,
So
trying to get the boat away. So Balmain will be... Oh, no, Finport snuck in there.
Yeah,
She's second.
if Keegan can nail this bear away, he's going to pick up some
Valuable time. but
valuable time.
Not
here.
yet.
Here he goes.
Okay, Balmain wide in third spot. Then Yandu will be fourth. Balmain's got the bow down.
No fear from the Balmain boys.
And here goes off camera. Yandu's next around in a good gust. There's Yandu. Oh, Yandu almost into windward.
Can see them there now. They've
Yeah.
just dug a wing in. And, you know, that's what I'm talking about with this difficulty when you're coming in on that
Smeg's got
port
plenty
lane.
on here too.
Got to get that bang off on the
Yeah.
snag, that's for sure.
Okay.
That's what he's working on now.
Yeah.
He'll be back in the club soon.
Still can't get the boat away. Meanwhile, Shaw and partners.
They've got power boats in the way, giving
No,
them all
Lazarus
sorts
is
of
next
grief.
around. Oh, poor old Smeg.
The spectators aren't doing them any favours there, Pete.
Oh, no, he's in
dear.
real trouble. He's gone.
Oh, dear.
He's gone.
Ouch.
No, spectator wash. So, we're off.
We might as well head off down with them, or else we're not going to catch up to them.
All the leaders have got spinnakers set.
Just looking at the Lazarus there now, they're hoisting. So they are in fifth spot there, the Lazarus.
I think the thing is, Dolly, here with the breeze a bit in the right, it'll enable them to get down pretty nicely without any drama, I think.
So far, so good, Peter.
We've got to get bit further down the harbour.
Yeah, we get down a bit and they get that next line of breeze that's coming out of Rose Bay. And they could get a bit of a left turn going. And next thing you know, you're on Asco Reef.
But there was no trouble getting around Bradley's Head. That's the first obstacle beaten.
Great overshot view from our drone there. And you can see they're all in pretty close proximity there.
Yes. Finport's just got his nose in front. There's Yandu in fourth spot.
These lead boats looking in good control at the moment. Nice pressure through on wire and just extending away from the rest of the fleet at pace now. Just got Finport, have just got the left turn there now. It's that I mentioned we get that pressure coming out of Rose Bay as you get past Shark Island. And all of a sudden we're heading for the land.
Yeah, they've got that header all right.
And they're really lit up there now. There's John Winnick and the team on Yandu. They're in very close fourth spot there now. Some more spectator wash or just powerboat wash they're having to negotiate there.
The next thing they've got to negotiate, Dole, is
Another
cruise
Captain
cook boat, the cruise boat.
Maybe we should hit Captain Cook up for some sponsorship, seeing we're giving him so much exposure. But yeah, Keegan York is heading straight
to the beach in Clifton Gardens at the moment.
He might be having coffee and cake in a minute, I think, Chippers.
What speed are we doing, Jimmy?
We're currently
Close to
doing
30.
27 knots.
27 knots. Well, there you go. Look at that. Okay, Yandu's going to be the first to bail out here with his spinnaker. He's dropping his spinnaker. These two leaders, Vycobi and Finport, are still hammering away. But they've got George's Head right in front of them. That's the headland ahead of them.
The Vycobi boys are lit up here. They are absolutely smoking.
What a great early race this is.
Look at that now. They are flying.
Well, we're paralleling them at 28 knots, Shippo.
Okay, Vycobi going for the drop. They're both going for the drop here, Dolly. So,
And it looks like the Finport have got the jump on them there.
yep. Still just Finport, yeah, we'll just poke their nose round in front of them. And then they'll have to reset to get down into the Obelisk Bay mark. Yeah. Yes, still not much in it, but yeah, Finport just got a little tidier spinning a drop. The breeze is really,
Bit more pressure down this end of the harbour, Pete.
as always. Okay, so Keegan York leads in Finport.
Oh, and he's just ploughed the bow in. And again.
Great racing, great shots we're seeing here. Won't be long before they reset. I think they've got to reset. I don't know they can go there, mate and Jim.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at the moment, if they put the kite up, they're going to be well below the mark.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
there he goes. He's going for a shoot.
Going for it. Wine glass in the kite. That's not going to help their cause any. Hopefully that shakes out without too much drama.
Still in.
Don't have much room to jibe it out, do you, Dom?
No, they're not going to do that.
You don't want to jibe.
But that's not coming out.
No, there it is. Yeah, it's got
There
to
we
come
go.
out now.
I think they might have eased a little bit of halyard there.
Okay, so they're a couple of minutes away from the turning mark, the leeward mark here in Obelisk, and then the long beat back up to Shark Island in Rose Bay. One of the longest beats in their race courses for the 18s, and always a tough beat too.
And look at that from the two angles. So Dylan's got a fantastic drone shot for us there, and you can. They are lit up there, Pete. They've got a bit on.
Sure have.
Now we're going to have another
So-
test of the crew work.
Finport is dropping. He's way above the mark. He's going to have to. Well, in the background, Vycobi
Has
has
jibed.
jibed. What's Finport doing? He's coming out. Main and Jib going to jibe to get back into the mark. He's a long way above it.
I'm not sure. I think he's misunderstood where this mark is.
Yeah, he's a bit wobbly here.
And he's just spotted it. Now
Yeah.
he's. Oh, this is going to be
A
ugly.
bit ugly. Yeah, it is ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see that coming, couldn't we? Really?
Nostradamus, they call me, Pete.
No. Well, I'll give that one. But getting into the pictures, Rag and Famish, after he capsized just after the start, he's got himself up into third. Been a lot of capsizing with a lot of breeze. Again, Dolly coming out of Rose Bay. We can see a lot of white caps. Yandu's here.
Yeah.
Ah, well. So this opens the door for a few people.
Rag and Famish coming in hot. They are going to be above this
he's
mark.
above the mark.
They're going to go for a late drop here and bear away.
This could be a bit ugly too.
Again, no, he's jibe dropping. So I'm not sure that would have been my first choice, but anyway.
It looks as though he's got it done. And Vycobi goes round the leader with Yandu in capsized. Finport is capsized. Two of the, you'd say, veterans of the fleet are both over. And Rag and Famish is just jibing.
Very down. Speed jibe.
Yeah, but they did well to pull both those
yeah.
manoeuvres off.
Now, Harry Price hot on the tail of Kirk Mitchell on the Vycobi, and Lazarus into third place.
Yeah, they've just been chipping away, haven't
Yeah.
they, the Lazarus? Tom Kunich.
Yeah, right. That group of blue and green kite.
And in the distance, we've got the Burrowang, I think, with the blue, and then the Royal Oak, I think, with the green chute. But before them, coming round in fourth, Lazarus is third, then fourth will be the Kitchen Maker. That's him there. He's just dropping his spinnaker.
Brand new boat this season for them, Shipper.
Yeah.
They christened it last week.
Yeah.
And they'll be pretty happy with that because they'd have a few bugs to iron out, I'm sure.
Gee, it's fresh here now, Dolly, again, isn't it? Look at it. A lot of
Plenty on
waves.
here. That's 20,
Yep.
23 at least, I reckon.
Yeah. So
The Kitchen Maker there. G'day to Darren McCavanagh from the Kitchen Maker, if you're
Yep.
watching, Darren.
Great supporter of the class.
20-something years, I think.
Third longest sponsor of an 18.
Well, there you go.
So,
New boat, as you say, with Lachlan Steele, Jerome Watson, Darcy McCracken. They're around. And they're in hot pursuit in fourth spot. So the battle now at the front is Vycobi and Rag and Famish. Is Finport, has he got himself up? I can't see him. Where's Finport go, Jimmy?
And we've got the Oak on screen there now. They've dropped the kite. They haven't
think-
jibed. They've sailed past the mark.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where they're off to.
Well, I think
They're
Finport's he's going upwind. He didn't go. Is that Finport there?
Yeah, that is Finport,
He
mate.
hasn't been round the
No,
mark,
he's gone
though,
around
has
the
he?
mark. No. So he's just going to test his speed, I guess, back in the leading group. Yandu's still trying to get the boat up.
just in front of Finport, I think it's the Balmain upside down.
Oh, right. Okay, is the Burrowang?
They managed to get around.
Yeah. Father and son combination there.
Yeah, what a great thing for Simon and Max to...
Yeah, it's terrific, isn't it? Really good.
Max
to
is
sail
only
together.
16.
Yeah, I think he was in the 29ers,
Yeah,
I
he
think.
was.
29ers
I think,
and 49ers. I think
Yeah.
he did a bit in that
Oh, no.
for the youth development.
But having done a bit of sailing with my own kids, it's
Yes.
a great thing to do.
Well, we're just off camera, Finport is now going back to go round the mark, we think. He was going upwind for a while, and now he's going back. There's sixth.
He just remembered he hadn't
Yes.
been around the mark.
Someone tapped him on the shoulder, you think, Dolly?
There's a sixth without a spinnaker.
Yeah, it's always hard, isn't it? Get the jibes done and what have you.
Just going downwind in general's
Yeah.
harder with just the...
Well, the Finport saw that.
And they're a completely new crew on the six this year, I think, aren't they?
yeah, they are.
Yeah. So that's Alex Marinelli, Matt Doyle and Tim Narborough. So real baptism of fire to
Yeah.
be coming out on a day like today on your first outing.
But just looking upwind, Dolly, has plenty of breeze again, isn't it?
Fresh to frightening now, Pete.
18, 20 plus in the gusts.
Oh, I reckon that's over 20 constant
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yeah. So still Vycobi leads. And there's we're looking now at Rag and Famish going out near the Western Channel pile, but
They're
gonna
just
tack short.
Yeah, the quick tack because there's a fast ferry
Yeah.
coming through that was going to gas them badly.
But Vycobi still leads.
Bit of a shaky tack from the an early season tack there from the Rag
I
boys.
think we'll see plenty of that today, but
And that's the lull from the ferry. It's just got them.
going up in a really good 20 knot plus pressure, as you say here, Dolly. It's Vycobi on the left of screen and doing a pretty nice job in the middle of the harbour.
Yeah, they look in a bit more control at the moment, the Vycobi boys. A bit more settled.
Yeah.
They're sailing a little bit of a higher groove. So Rag and Famish have put the bow down and they're going fast as they can, whereas Vycobi look like they're sailing a bit of a higher mode and a little bit slower but a bit more control. There's many ways to skin a cat in an 18-footer. But at the moment, Vycobi looking in good control, but a little bit slower. And Harry and the boys in Rag and Famish, they're going to go for the high speed mode and see if they can put a pass on the Vycobi as we go up into Rose Bay. little bit less puffy down on the western side of the harbour, but they're punching more tide on this side, Peter.
So that's the rag just off the leach of the mainsail of Vycombe. And both long port tack here. It's good, steady southerly now, this breeze. It was forecast to sort of freshen as the day went on a bit, Dolly. Then it died in the evening, I think. But
yeah,
so forecast pretty much spot on at the moment.
It's been spot on, yeah, and this pressure is more in the true south. So, but it's certainly built nicely. I think we might see a bit more carnage before this day's done, Pete.
So remembering the next turning mark is at Shark Island in Rose Bay. So they're only about halfway up this long beat.
This is where they've got that max current. So at the moment they're punching into a lot of water that's leaving Sydney Harbour heading for the heads.
So after Shark Island, they go back to the starting area at Athol as we're watching the rag tack. And you'll see shortly Vycombe coming. There he is on the left of screen.
Yeah. So Vycombe should cross, but Rag and Famish has certainly taken a little bit of time out of them there. So that fast mode has worked for them. But at the moment, Vycombe's bow up on the tide, so the tide's lifting them, and Rag and Famish has got the tide pushing directly side on. So that starboard tack back across the harbour is always an expensive one.
I've got a friendly ferry driver going behind the 18-footers. You'll see him in one moment. He's gone behind and to leeward, so that was
very kind of him. There he goes.
Very good. Full marks to him. So we've still got Lazarus hanging in third spot.
Yeah, in good
not far
touch
out of
and
it.
looking fairly comfortable too at the moment. But after these guys, it's a bit of daylight.
Well, we've got
the kitchen makers there.
Yeah, he's hanging in fourth, but as you say, after that, Dol, there's not much left.
But as we know, anything can happen in 18-footer racing, and we've got a long way to go in this race.
Not even halfway through, and just over halfway up this long beat. Now, big split. Rag's gone from on the western shore. He's going right into Nielsen Parkway.
He'll be looking for some relief from the tide over there, I think, Pete.
Yeah. While Vycombe's just gone right up the middle of the harbour. But we're on the Lazarus boys, just about to tack in a bit of bumpy water.
Let's see how they get through. Conservative, but effective.
Yeah, good. Yeah, they're clearly in third spot. Yandu's got himself up and going again. I don't know where Finport ended up after all of that. But anyway, we'll worry about that a bit later. They're certainly not challenging the leaders at the moment. Like Lazarus, that's the rag, has just tacked on to port off Nielsen Park.
How is your beach coming along over there, Shipper?
They say November, Jimmy. The end of November it's going to be open now. Well, I hope it's 2024.
Yeah, they said Christmas. They didn't say which year.
That's right. Oh, it's been a disaster, hasn't it, really? Anyway, that's the works you can see in the background of one of those lovely beaches on the harbour. But Lazarus done a good job here, Dolly. They've closed up a little on the rag, I think.
They're on a good... So the pressure's
right
just gone... Yeah, pressure's gone down a bit and lifted them. So they've given them a little bit of a dent into the rag. They're going to have to negotiate a little bit of a lull from the spectator ferry here in a minute. Let's see how they deal with that, shall we? Should be just coming into that now, and they've got through, I think.
Yeah, I think they're clean now.
But our 18-footer spectators certainly getting a box seat view there. So
well, they're the three leaders. Vycobi in the distance, Rag in the just tacking now. So they're all on starboard, and Lazarus third. All going into Rose Bay, and I think Vycobi's held his lead and maybe extended a little bit there just at the end of that. The breeze got a little bit right, as you said, Dolly. It's probably helped Vycobi.
yeah, they got in the phase there, whereas the other two got a little bit out of phase. But all three of these boats at the moment are sailing in good control, and we've just seen another little up in the pressure now as we move up into Rose Bay past Shark Island.
But it's steady pressure, Dolly. It's not.
It is beautiful conditions. Flat water, Pete.
Yeah.
Looking really nice. So our next little bit of action will be when we get round Shark Island, put the spinnakers up, and the next challenge will be getting over the top of Bradley's Head, I would suspect. Lazarus have tacked back, and Rag have tacked back to match them. A little bit of a shift there, so they're tacked onto a little bit of a shift, and they're lifting on port tack there at the moment nicely.
Remember, it's always tricky getting the drone up here. At this point.
And they're just in a big puff there now. You can see Lazarus main just starting to rag there pretty heavily.
Yeah, 20 plus there.
They need to get onto that shroud adjuster fairly quickly when they get into this up pressure.
I think Vycobi's extended a bit here, Dolly. Looking at them.
Yeah, certainly are. They are going like a freight train on starboard tack up into the bay here now. There they are on screen now. Being shadowed by a spectator boat by the looks of it. But they are motoring upwind.
Jimmy, we've been asked a question. What happened to Smeg? Did they perish down at the bottom at Obelisk, or...?
No, I haven't seen them when we came back up through, so I'm guessing...
Maybe
So there is a red boat mid-harbour turned turtle
that
upside
could well
down.
be them, yes.
I'm not sure if it's Noakes or
No, we saw
Smeg.
Noakes go down to Obelisk. I saw
Sure,
them go down.
partners, possibly.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
we'll keep an eye out for Smeg, because we had a question asked.
But yeah, there was a boat completely upside down with not much going on by the looks.
Yeah.
So nice tack there from the Vycobi boys, keeping up their good form of sailing smoothly and efficiently.
At the moment, they're on a good fat lay line.
Yeah, well overlaid, I would have
they
thought.
can really put the bow down here and go for it. They're well over it at the moment.
Giving away a bit of distance to the opposition, though, doing that, but
Oh, they're in a good
saving
bit of
themselves
pressure
a tack.
there. Kurt Mitchell, Andrew Stevenson, Daniel Barnett showing away. There's the other two right in the background on the lighthouse at Shark Island. Yeah, they've given away a bit here, but they've still got a nice lead. Now the next question comes, get the bear away done, and then try and get round Bradley's Head, going down towards Athol. But
Yeah, I reckon that's going to be a challenge, Pete.
Yeah.
I think they'll be dropping kites before they get to.
they're well eased here. They're way overcooked it. That's okay. They've got enough up their sleeve to be able to do that. Nice job they're doing here. Kirk's mum and dad out on the ferry. They'll be pretty pleased with what they're seeing here. Okay. They're now right down now. They're way over it.
Young Daniel learnt from one of the best, one of the greats, Father Phil.
Yep. Famous name in 18-foot skiff racing, the Barnett name. But there they go. They're leading. They're just
trying to find the spot to get away.
get away. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to get that weather wing down close to the water and before
I
they
think they're
wind
looking
up.
at the
another
lull
gust.
under Potts Point to
There's
go and do
another
it.
gust
Yeah,
that just
but
coming in to look at this gust. This is a gust of the day.
Yeah, and they're going to bear away when they're in the biggest gust.
Just see the main flagging there.
Now the problem with what they're doing here is you end up running out of breeze.
Yeah, they're going right in towards Point Piper to try and get away. This could open a door for Rag and Famish here to duck inside them. They're on a tight lane.
Rag's at the mark.
Yeah, Rag's almost there, Jimmy.
And don't you worry, Harry Price will just wind the wheel and send it.
Okay, the Rag are around, and Vycobi's just got the bow down in Point Piper.
Plenty on.
Plenty on, but they'll, as you say, Dolly, they'll run into a bit of a void here, I think, perhaps, Vycobi.
They're still not setting.
No, that might be.
The Rag just had to abort, and they're away now.
Yeah, like I said, those boys will just wind the wheel
and
pull away.
Lazarus in third spot.
It's a long way back to fourth.
Yeah,
So.
Lazarus in touch. Someone stubs their toes, they'll be right in it.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned the Vycobi boys are being a little bit too conservative here.
I think they look as though they got a man in looking. Yeah, they got a man in. So I think they're putting bow up again. You can see that lead that you were talking about there, Dolly.
Yeah.
It's tricky up here. And meanwhile, the Rag are basically going straight down to the mark.
Yeah, if you're going to two-sail, you've got to do it in the pressure.
Lazarus here in a screamer of a gust. Just round the eastern edge of Point Piper. Okay, they've got the bow down.
Yeah, lots of bang east.
They've still got plenty on. Not safe
Run
yet.
out of main sheet.
They've run out of something. Boy, that was a gust and a half. Yeah, Vycobi's found himself in a bit of a tricky position. Lazarus still riding that gust down. No spinning as yet. It's maiden jib reaching.
Yeah, well, Harry, Max and Finn, they just showed no fear there. They just got it away and just sent it hard, two-sail reaching.
And they'll probably get themselves in front here, I think, although Vycobi off camera is up high of the mark, but we're on Lazarus. Okay, back onto Rag and Vycobi. They're the two leaders. Vycobi's still in a good gust, as is the Rag. The Rag right in on Bradley's. He'll get round it okay. Now Vycobi in a screamer. They're converging. Vycobi's about 10 degrees, 20 degrees lower than Rag, but the Rag...
Big crew dunking there, Pete. They dug that wing in and...
Yeah. Okay, Vycobi still leads. He's got himself right round the bow of the Rag. What a good race.
They gave away a lot of time there, though. If the Rag hadn't dug that wing in and teabagged their crew, they're still in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, they're not steady, are they, yet?
So Finn just lost his footing for a minute there, but now they're back in control and coming away.
Windy again. Solid wind coming out of Double Bay.
Yeah, you can see there the spray coming off the boat as they're just struggling to two-sail into this mark. Really tricky angle, very tricky angle here.
They're both low on the mark. The mark's well up to windward.
Fourth around Shark Island. Pete is the kitchen maker.
Well, they've done well to hang in there, Jimmy. Keeping it upright, that's fair play to get around today, that's for sure.
It's going to be very close at this mark between the Rag and Vycobi. Vycobi's got to get the dial-up done. They're in a good gust. Both boats in great gust here.
Yeah, they're too scared to wind
Here
the
they
wheel,
go.
but here they go.
Vycobi went up. Rag will get inside them here. Rag leads for the first time, really.
And guess who's in the way again?
Big cruise boat. Rag tacks early. You can see the danger. What's Vycobi going to do? They're going to have to tack also, I think. Yep, there they go. They've tacked.
Well, this will be ugly, Pete. They went into that. They hadn't got the
Wing
vang
shadow
on,
of it.
and they hadn't got the vang on yet. So the main was open like a barn door, and that's why they couldn't get the bow around.
Let's go up and get these guys coming down. Okay?
Yeah, they're still not settled. Vycobi trying to still tack. Next, Lazarus is powering into the mark. Here they come in third spot. Off camera, Vycobi's got the tack done and going upwind on starboard, but good gap now, the rag. Here goes Lazarus.
Oh, nice big wheel stand.
Need an elevator on the rudder, Dolly, to get lift.
Looked like they were nearly foiling for a minute there.
Yeah. Oh, good pressure too.
It's
Plenty of
smoking
white
again
caps,
now, yeah. Whoa, we've got a 12-footer going over our bow, dude. Mach 10. Those guys are mad.
Okay.
So big advantage there to the Rag and Famish. They've just stepped out a good probably 200 metres on Vycobi in that little shaky bit of manoeuvring there. And once again, Pete, breeze on now, right? What do you think we've got there now?
Oh, that's a good 20, isn't it?
Easy.
Yeah. They've still got a long way to go in this race. They've got to still go down to Obelisk.
Yeah, one more time.
Yeah, one more time. So we're probably just about halfway through. And
just off screen at the moment, we've got the kitchen maker and Yandu in all sorts of trouble trying to get their way down to this mark.
so that's the kitchen maker trying to get the bow down, or is he going? Is he?
I think
still
they're,
racing?
I
Is he
think
going
they're,
home?
yeah, I think they're trying to bear away, Pete, but they're just in that much pressure and bad water. They just can't get the bow away.
No. Yandu's struggling too to get around Bradley's. They don't look comfortable. They got a spinnaker over the side, have they, Yandu? Anyway, well,
Always fast.
Yeah, they have. They were trying to drop it when I just saw them a minute ago. And
so there's Vycobi. Handed a fair advantage to Rag and Famish at that turning mark, but he's still certainly in touch. Oh, there's an action here on Finport.
That's the Finport about to go down again.
Every time we've been, we've covered them.
Poor old Keegan, we stay away from him, I think. Oh, it's very fresh here. Probably the pictures don't do it justice how fresh it is.
Yeah, look, if those guys are having trouble dealing with it, that just shows what the conditions are like, because they're one of our most experienced crews out here.
Now there's Shaw and partners.
I think they're heading back to the club.
Looks like it, isn't it? There's Yandu just going behind him. But then, meanwhile, Vycobi, they've handed a fair advantage here to Rag and Famish.
Yeah, for sure.
And plenty of wind coming out of Double Bay again. It's remaining solid, this breeze.
Yeah, there's some big puffs coming through. You know, there's still opportunity for some Stephen Bradbury
yes.
moments out here today, viewers, so stay with us.
They just can't get the bow down, can they? These boats are so fresh. That gives you a good scene there of the white caps and exactly how fresh it is. Like Kobe going out almost to a port ley line.
Yeah, they're trying to minimise their manoeuvres for sure. You know, every time you manoeuvre, you're taking risks, so they're just trying to keep those turns down to a minimum.
Not the greatest tack.
Another conservative tack that, you've just got to keep pushing. You can't really play those games, and that's put them in a nasty position with a cruising yacht.
But there's the Rag. She's under the ley line, but So she's got 2 more. Oh no, she's still on port tack. Sorry, she'll go into Shark, into Clark Island tack, and then lay through to the mark. Good job, Harry Price. Remember, he had it capsized at the starting line. Max Paul and Finn Rodowitz doing a nice job. Okay, just tacking now. They've got about 40 metres to come in on starboard and then get the bear away done in a really good bit of pressure.
Yeah, like I said before, Pete, you know, they're a solid team of sailors who are young blokes and they're willing to push it, you know, so they're not fluffing around waiting for...
the moment.
No,
they take it.
They're just sending it, yeah.
Here they go. As you say, they're right on cue, they're down.
They need to get that wing lower, though. Oh.
Good handling there from Harry Price. Excellent.
But the key to making those manoeuvres is getting the boat over on top of you.
Yeah.
They're a little bit on edge there. I think they only just pulled that one off.
And here comes Vykobi. There'll be the rag a bit wobbly. The spinnaker's up, but we'll watch Vykobi. That's the weather mark here in Double Bay. And not far out of it is Lazarus in 3rd spot. They're coming in on starboard.
They've done well.
They have.
Lazarus.
Okay, Vykobi tacks well over this mark. Oh.
Now, if we park the camera boat here, Jimmy, then they've got to bear away.
That's cruel.
They're going to give it a nudge this time. They need to get flat. That's better.
There they go.
Well done, boys.
Come here, boys. Come here.
Better than last
Get
time.
it away. Get it away.
Oh, they're right.
Oh.
In the distance, the rag have got the chute up and they're off to the...
Now, the Lazarus doing my aforementioned tack bear away, fraught with danger. And you can see there, that's not the best option to take.
No, they're still not round.
Yeah, they've got a bit of a lull here, which is going to save them. They got a bit lucky there.
Yep. Meanwhile, the rag is storming away with Spinnaker. As Shaw and partners, they're out of the contest. So the top 3 are way ahead of the rest.
Yeah, it looks like Finport in next will be.
Well, I don't know whether he went around the mark because he capsized here. He might be just going home.
You're right.
I don't think he went right down there,
Yeah, they might be going back in to lick their wounds too.
Okay, Lazarus sets.
Just to the right of the screen of Lazarus, you got Vykobi with a bit of a pickle in there.
Yeah, windward hoist, and looks like it's not going to plan.
No. It's looking a bit ugly. Meanwhile, Lazarus is off to the cleaners.
And we see the rag leaping downwind, and now we're back. Oh, there we go, split screen. Thank you, Chits. Overhead on the rag and famish. And we're chasing down behind the Lazarus. We're just going to see what's going on with the Vykobi. This is a real shame for them. Looks like they've got some problems with their spinnaker.
Looks terminal, doesn't it, Dole?
It's not looking good at the moment. They've pulled it back down, and it looks like they're just trying to maybe fix a problem. Which is a real shame for these guys. They've sailed a fantastic race. But it looks like Dan's just been in there trying to do something with the kite.
Meanwhile, we're on Lazarus trying to get round Bradley's head. He's ridden that gust right down there, but he's in real trouble now. He's got to get this chute off, I would think. There it is. He's got to drop it now to get up. Across Taylor Bay and then around the next couple of headlands, so he'll be off a spinnaker for a long while. Lazarus, Vykobi, no spinnaker. But meanwhile, the rag has just absolutely bolted. She's up at George's Head, Western Channel pole, almost, and still with spinnaker. She's going to lay around George's Head, I think. maybe famous last words there, but he's done an incredibly good job here, Harry Price and his crew. After the early capsize, they'd almost been faultless.
Little rag of the chute there, they're just trying to get over the headland there, get themselves a bit of space. So you'll just see them roll the kite, rag it a bit, get a bit of height, and then they'll bring it back on. There they go now, just try and keep some speed in the boat. If you wash too much speed off, it gets fairly dangerous. It looks like these guys are just sailing on pure confidence today. They haven't been scared to send it.
They've done a terrific job. Look at this, great action shots here, right in the cockpit with the boys. Sit back and enjoy this sailing. This is fantastic. Early indication of what the sailing brings this year. It'll be fabulous. We're right with them. Just flagging the kite to get round the headland and then sheet it on and then down to the mark.
You see there, Lazarus Pete still trying to pack that spinnaker away. And I think they had a knot in the tack line, so.
Knit one, pull one.
Okay, I think the rag's almost round the point. Yes, he is.
Yeah, by not having to drop there, Pete, another massive advantage. Now they'll just foot off and get down to the mark for an easy drop and a rounding. They'll be gone.
They're absolutely launched here. That powerboat trailing them is the sponsor, Pete Caligris, the owner of the Rag and Famish Hotel. Another long-time sponsor of 18-footers. His father, George, the late George Caligris.
And they are lit up there. You can see the powerboat in the background there. They are struggling to keep up with them there.
So he's got to jibe it in.
No, I think they'll be able to just drop and round here. I don't think they'll need to
He
jibe.
probably is laying down to the mark. Yeah, I can see the mark in the distance. We've just come round the headland where we can't keep up with him, but I think he's going to lay down. Just a nice drop and up she goes on the wind and away we go up to Rose Bay again.
Here they go now.
Yeah, they are laying. There it is.
So Finn in the boat there now, just getting that kite tucked away. Halyard still hasn't gone. Hopefully that's going to go. There we go.
Really under no pressure at all. They can just take it quietly and easily. But no such thing really in a day like this, is it?
They're a long way wide of that mark.
Yeah, you can see it. See the white caps.
But no need to panic. No. They just took their time and did it cleanly.
They're up on the wind. Plenty of white water out there. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, here's Lazarus still coming down main and jib. And way above them to windward by Kobe, who had spinnaker problems, was unable to set a spinnaker.
They did try just when we were trying to get out into the channel a bit here, Pete. They tried to reset their spinnaker again and same problem, whatever it is. So,
well, early season problems, I guess, a bit of rust.
Yeah, well, the windward set in this much pressure is tough enough, but it looked like they had some problem with the halyard. It looked like it wouldn't go full hoist up the mast. And if you get that kite halfway up the mast and it goes over the side, you're in all sorts of trouble, right? So, yeah, Lazarus just trying to ease their way in there. You know, they're in second place, so they don't need to do anything silly. They just need to get around the course.
Be nice and conservative.
Yeah, you'll bank a second place in this fleet any day.
Especially to open up the club championship.
Yeah, well, you know, see, we've seen some big names fall by the wayside. It's a tough way to start the club championship this early in the season. So, yeah, these guys can just nurse it in, and if they can bank a second or a third, it's a good day.
It's coming down to the obelisk mark. They're probably got a couple of minutes before they round. See the Plenty of whitecaps running away from us, so that's always a sign of plenty of wind.
So Tom Kunich with Josh and Paddy, that's a new team on the Lazarus this year too, isn't it, Pete? Is that a change of crew from last year?
Tom was sailing, I'm not sure. Jimmy, is it a new crew? That's a good question, Dolly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
It was a bit more Shiva during the JJs, remember? Brilliant on the bow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
a bit of a change of crew there from last year, I thought it was.
Yeah.
So
I only threw out all the crew lists from last year this morning, so.
but yeah, when I went through the list, I thought, wow, that's a new team.
No, Tom sailed last year. Anyway, well,
Was he
yeah.
on the Royal Oak last year, maybe?
Different boat.
different.
Oh, and Vykobe,
We're live.
gone.
Oh,
And down.
That's my Kobe, by the way.
like Kobe. Oh dear. Yeah,
And on Lazarus now.
it's hard just with the main and jib, isn't it, Dolly?
It
You're
is.
trying to-
It's a tough one, and,
Yeah.
and Lazarus having the same
Yes.
problem. They're
Trying
trying
to
to
get down.
depth to
Yeah.
get down to this mark, and it's a
lot-
really tricky point of
It's
sail
harder
in
than
these
it
boats.
looks. A lot harder.
Boat slows down, you've still got a lot of sail area up, and
Dragging you along.
one big puff and you just fall over.
I think they're low enough. They'll. Oh, don't speak too soon. So Vykobe's now over. Lazarus got a dial up here. Any moment now. There they go. Here they go. Now they're okay, I think. Yep, they're good. That's the scene they're looking at. Meanwhile, the leader is.
Once again, a
Gone.
lot of Vang East on the Lazarus
Yeah.
there, and you know that's what happened to Vykobe at that last mark. It just meant they didn't have a lot of control as they
Went,
came around.
came around, yep.
Yeah.
Rag and Famish is up off Clifton Gardens, Chowder Bay. He's a good 4 or 5 minutes ahead of Lazarus, who's punching out in the middle of the harbour there.
So Lazarus in good control there now that they've got their
Look, settle down, don't they?
rig set up a bit better. Yeah.
Oh, there's like
Vykobe up and down.
not easy in this breeze.
And those swims just sap the energy out of you too. You know, you have a couple of swims and even for these younger guys, it really drains it out of you.
Is there a fourth boat racing, Jimmy? I can't. Is there a red spinnaker coming out of Double Bay? But
Orange spinnaker.
all right, is it
sixth,
sixth? Is it? That's the only one I can see. I think Finport's gone home. Where's Yandu? He's probably gone home, which is unlike him.
Yeah, that's sixth way in the very top of screen there.
Okay.
The orange spinnaker.
There's
There's the
Rag
Rag.
on screen. In good breeze still, Dolly, isn't it? Not
Yeah,
no
mate.
shortage of it.
I think they'll be smart enough that they'll just won't put too many tacks in.
long-
They'll just sail nice long legs.
Long
and,
boards and
yeah,
Get closer to Rag.
just minimise the risk.
Oh, can you bring the drone down later?
But once again, a bit hard for the viewers at home to see with the bright sunlight on the water here, but that breeze once again, we've had another wave of pressure come through. There's the Vykobe, they're up again now. Yeah, as I suspected, the Rag are just sailing a very long port board. They're on the western shore, so they're hiding from the tide a bit, but they're going to have to take a long starboard tack up into Rose Bay, but keep the manoeuvres to a minimum.
the breeze is as fresh as it's been all day here, Dolly. Look at Rose Bay now. It's white caps everywhere.
Yeah.
20 plus knots. It's a real battle. We've got 118 barrelling down at sixth.
There they are now.
Here they are on screen. They're the partners of this championship and the sprint series, the sixth team.
And pretty brave of these guys. That's another new team.
Yep.
And they've got the kite up. They are absolutely ripping down the harbour here.
Let's go down.
Alex Marinelli, Matt Doyle and Tim Narraborough. Good job, boys. They're having a ride of their lives here. They're just coming into more wind.
Well, you know, they've had a tough day so far, and they have put that kite up, and they are sending it down the harbour.
Yeah.
Plenty
They
on
got-
here now.
They've got a few obstacles ahead of them, but anyway, at the moment.
And not on screen is the Noakes dismasted in the middle of the harbour.
Ah, okay. It's bad luck.
And Six just weighing up their options here because they're running out of runway.
They've got to do something quickly.
They've just run out of harbour.
Yeah, anyway.
Pressure drop.
Yeah, good on them. They got Spinnaker up and almost down in plenty of wind.
Oh dear, oh dear. Keep going. Big arms.
Yeah, that's down. Oh,
And Vykobe's up and running.
oh they're up
Down
and
to the-
going. Okay.
Obelisk mark. There's not another boat that I can see.
Oh, Sixth is gone. They're gone.
Oh, spectacular stuff. Bow down and gone. Oh, bow down and gone.
So yeah, just dug the bow into a wave there and
was
washed
all
the
over.
speed off. It was all over.
Yeah. Needed the flight controller there, Dolly, to get keep the bow up.
Move aft, gentlemen.
Yeah. But boy, it's fresh. Some big waves here.
Right down.
Yeah, a few spectators or people in powerboats. They may not be spectating, but this water's
Sure.
really getting chopped up out
Churning it
here.
up, yeah. So here's Lazarus in second spot. She's just in the Western Channel, just passing the Western Channel pile, and our race leader, the Rag and Famish, has gone right up into almost Bradley's head. Really long leg up on port. He's now on starboard going out towards Shark Island, but he's way clear, but still a few little obstacles to come.
Sorry.
Yeah, as I said, smart enough to know when to
Yeah.
pull the trigger and smart enough to know when to be a little bit more conservative. With a lead like that, they just need to get around the course.
Okay, there's Noakes, I think, Jimmy, is it?
That's the Noakes, yeah.
Yeah,
plenty of
unfortunately,
assistance there.
Busted
rigged
rig.
down.
Yeah.
So it's a shame for Beck. But yeah, that was the red boat that I could see.
Oh, they've had a long day on the water.
Yeah.
That's tiring. That's tough.
She's a tough one though, Beck Hancock, I can tell you. She
She's got a couple of boats around her and support boats.
yeah, a lot of mess there to clean up.
Yeah.
There's the Rang now. They're about halfway across the harbour to Shark Island.
Yeah. Terrific performance by Harry Price here. Well behind early, and he just kept on keeping on. Great boat handling. Very accurate.
Yeah.
Vykobe is safely around the obelisk mark and working their way up, Pete.
Okay, so they're third.
At very distant third, Pete.
Everything's distant today. Distant second, a distant third. Oh, look, there's good gusts here. Yeah.
Big puff. So a lot of twist in that main trying to depower, but it's also ragging, pardon the pun, it is the Rag and
Yeah.
Famish, but they're ragging that main.
The only other boats that I can see that are still out here and going is the Kitchen Maker on the water, and then
Burrawang maybe, is it?
Burrawang and Balmain.
Oh, okay, so they're still going. Good.
They've just come around the Clark Island mark.
Yeah, we should have brought dinner with us maybe, Jimmy.
High warmer coming in.
Is this a sunset cruise you've brought me on?
Here for a
We're
while.
working on it.
Here for a while, and just got a couple of other viewers join us. Johnny Montgomery's been watching the car racing for the 100th time at Bathurst. It was a week ago, but he's just joined the sailing. So car racing's over, Johnny. Stick with the sailing. You'll get plenty of action and thrills and spills here, more than you'll get at Bathurst. It's been a really tough day on the harbour. Strong southerly, 20 knots plus most of the time. We've seen a lot of capsizes, a lot of boats have retired. But here's the race leader, the Rag and Famish, Harry Price. Done a marvellous job. They've also had a capsize at the start, but they haven't looked back since. Going up into the shore there, the western side of Nielsen Park, Steel Point. Probably go right into the point and try and lay the Shark Island mark in one. Getting through some friendly powerboat wash.
Yeah, we'll be looking for a nice little flat spot to tack here, Peter, but at the moment, as you say, there's some nasty powerboat wash which isn't going to do him any favours, and he's running out of runway with the rocks in front of him, but a little bit of flatter water coming, but a big puff as well. Here they go. Oh, that's not good, fellas. Oh, just managed to back the jib there. Great work from the forward hand there. So they've got a line for the viewers at home that aren't that familiar with the 18 footers. They've got a line from the wing to the jib track, which allows them to back the jib when they need it. And they also use that line when they're pulling the spinnaker up. They pull the jib over out of the way of the spinnaker hoist. So that little line serves a dual purpose. It certainly came in handy there because they weren't going to get that bow around.
We just see the white caps now. This breeze powering out of Rose Bay. There's Shark Island in the background. They're on a tight lay at the moment, I think. Dolly, are they probably over it? Oh, they're pretty tight, aren't they?
They're going to be tight.
Then they got the two-sail reach down to the starting area and then the little beat to the finish, but still a little bit of runway to go.
Yeah, only a little bit of a header, and they're going to have to tack again to get round this mark. Yeah. They've got it in a bit of a high mode to try and get there.
Yeah, minimise the tacks if they can.
Well, they didn't really have an option when they tacked over there. They ran out of runway, so... Yeah.
Real estate was coming quickly to them, so they're okay at the moment. I think it'll be tight, but as you say, they're on a little bit of a squeeze mode. Oh, no, I don't think they're going to do it, actually, looking where the mark is.
Be close, Pete. Yeah, it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
Certainly, for Harry, they're sailing a high mode. He doesn't usually sail a high mode.
He likes to put the foot down, doesn't he?
He likes to put the bow down and go fast. Like my old mate, Mr. David Witt.
Whitty's in the middle of the middle sea race at the moment. I doubt whether he's been watching us, but no, good luck to him.
He'd have a bit on.
He was second this morning, I think, behind Blackjack when I had a look.
Well, looks like the boys are just going to make it around.
Yeah, I think
here.
they will. He's just given it.
Perfectly judged.
Put the foot down a little now, mainsail ease, and there's a.
He's got a great big
he's done
stink.
It easy. Done it easy.
He's got a great big stink boat there that's throwing up a nice wash that he's going to have to bear away in.
He's going to get a fright in a moment. Right, that's the mark. In the background, they're round. Now, bow down is the next problem. Still really fresh again.
Oh, plenty on here. Permission to buzz the tower. Here they go. Here we go.
There he goes. He's around.
Made it look easy.
Yeah. Very well done. So just down to Athol now, just western side of Bradley's Head, then back to the finish at Double Bay. Through the powerboat wake. Harbour Bridge sets the scene in the background. And we're off to the last mark before the finish.
It's the quintessential 18-footer shot there.
Look at that, marvellous.
Does it get any better than that? 18-foot skiffs, the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge.
That is 18-footers all over the world that they're known for that.
We got that much on. I just got splashed in the face through the window, which is open about 5 millimetres. And it still got me.
Poor driving, I'd say, Dolly. Poor driving.
Just, I've got to get my winter rust now too, Pete.
You ought to lure it, Jimmy. Oh, there's another boat in trouble here. Off camera, just...
Very much so. It looks like the blue of
Yandu.
Of Yandu.
Yeah, dirty. Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's upside down. He's been upside down for a while. He'll be tiring it out, the 72-year-old skipper.
Rag and Famish have just got a bit of a lull, and they've decided to sit in that, but I suspect they're going to sail 200 metres
And can get off again.
and going to get hit by 25 knots again.
Fortune favours the brave, as they say.
No fear.
Good on them. Great effort. And it does look a little bit lighter for a little while. Well, having said that, they're off to the cleaners now.
Yeah, right turn and more coming. I think they thought we're down pressure too much to just two sail.
There's always that fine line, isn't it, of do you, don't you?
Well, it's that fine line where you commit to going over Bradley's with the spinnaker, and then the next minute you've got 25 and you can't send someone in to drop it.
Okay, they've navigated Bradley's head. It's the first box ticked.
Yeah, but they're about to come into a nice little line of 20 plus knots here, Pete.
Yes.
Here we go. Just coming onto them now.
Little lull and then whammo.
And they've got it now, and you just saw them light up, dragging the kite. And now at some point someone's going to have to go in and get that down.
I'd be tipping it's not Harry.
They've got a little bit of reprieve there now.
We've got a huge bay to get the pull away in, so there's no problem about hitting the land. It's whether they can get up to the mark, but they're absolutely screaming along at the moment. Got to get it off shortly, you'd think.
Maybe they're having too much fun.
Yeah, we'll have a good ride.
Here we go.
There it is, coming down now. And they're about 150 metres from the leeward mark. This leeward mark. Still windy. Not quite as windy as it was, but certainly enough wind for some thrills and spills.
Yeah, they're just waiting for Finn to get ready to dial up.
Lazarus is just going around Shark Island as we speak.
Wow, that's a big gap, isn't it?
Here they go.
Yeah.
Similar to what they did down at Clifton Gardens there, a wide rounding, but at least they're keeping it upright.
Bit of bumpy water here, more breeze coming again. Well, they're on their way home. Just up near Clark Island, Double Bay is the finish. That's where they're headed now.
Yeah, they've probably only got 3 or 4 tacks. They'll keep it to a minimum. Yeah. A lot of twist in that rig.
Just looking up towards Rose Bay, Lazarus still can't get away.
Oh, really?
They're just having to go now.
So I reckon the boys in the rag probably aren't too far off putting a tack in. Here they go now. Took my advice.
Bit of a lighter spot.
Yeah.
That'll be the first time anyone took your advice, Tom.
Well, it's been a demolition derby today. We've seen just about everyone capsize. I don't know, has the Lazarus had a capsize? Do they? I know
No,
the Rag
they're
have.
still up.
I think they probably have not. Just about everyone else has capsized. A lot have retired. I think we've only got about 4 or 5 boats left at maximum on the race course, but here's the boat that's showing them the way. Harry Price and the Rag and Famish on a great first up performance. Second last year in the JJs. Had the chance to perhaps win it coming into the final heat, but the day was just a bit too good on the day for Yandu. Just gone through the lead.
Big wind shadow from the ferry that was,
yeah.
Peter. Now they've got to negotiate with all the cavitated water in its wake.
Going almost through, and the breeze is still up. Okay, there's Lazarus at Point Piper. Those that know Sydney Harbour, the beautiful Point Piper. He's had to go up, try and get in the lead to get the bow down. Now he's run out of gas a bit. Here he comes, just getting a puff or two. And Vicovia, have we seen him, Jimmy? Is he still going up to Shark Island?
Up into Rose Bay.
Yeah, still going up into Rose Bay around the island.
Okay, so Vicovia a distant third.
But the important thing is they're still going.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's absolutely right, Dolly.
I'm sure those boys will be happy to bank a third in the first club championship of the season.
They've had their moments. They were very good early on. Here's Lazarus. Now, will he set a shoot or will he just main and jib it? At the moment, it's just main and jib, I think.
Yeah, they're definitely being conservative.
Okay, and just as they're sort of halfway down this run, Lazarus, and the Vicovia almost at the Shark Island turning mark. So they're about 3 minutes behind Lazarus in this windy day, opening day of the season. Club Championship and Sprint Series, sponsored by Sixt.
And the Lazarus boys, they've just copped about a 25 knot gust there, and they're trying to get downwind without a kite in some very confused seaway.
This is brutal for them.
Just fraught with danger, that is. And getting towards final approach for the Rag, same for them. They're in some really confused seaway here.
Yeah,
And they'll be wanting to just go a bit further so they can one tack into the finish here.
It's very gnarly here, very gnarly.
And I don't think our pictures
No,
really do justice to the conditions that these guys are actually coping with.
just off camera, Vicovia have managed to get the bow down, and they're hurtling down in third spot.
So I think Rag is probably pretty close to a ley line there now.
Yeah. There's Lazarus.
There's Vicovia in the
yeah.
background. They will bow down for a minute there. They end again with the white water coming off them. Oh,
Problem is they don't have a me on board to wave the back of
They've
the
got
boat
plenty
down.
on.
there's
Plenty
the
on.
Rag. You can just see
Rag's
they've
attacked.
tacked, slow tack again, very conservative.
They should lay to the finishing line here, you'd think.
Yeah, I think they're overlaid actually.
Yeah, they probably have.
Well, I think they were just looking for some flatter water to actually put the tack in. It just wasn't coming.
There's not too many places to hide out here, Dolly, is it, at the moment? It is fresh.
No, and now they're going to have to put the bow down. They're in 25 here at the moment.
Trying to get the boat away is the next problem.
You can see they're ragging the main to try and get the bow down, easing the jib.
They're
They've got to
way
get
up.
underneath the spectator ferry and come away about 20 degrees.
They've still got a bit on here. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, they're about to cop a lull from the spectator ferry for a second. They want to dip that wing. No, they hung on to it beautifully. Well done.
They're very good.
But then they get the puff afterwards.
Squirt the other side of the ferry. And they've got about 30 metres to go. And they're home to win the first heat of the championship. And a great performance. Well done.
Yeah, look, very well sailed from those three lads today. Yeah. They pushed it hard when they needed to, and they just reined it back a touch once they got a nice healthy lead and just made sure they got around the track. So that's the way to do it. Smart sailing.
The Harry Price, Max Paul and Finn Rodowitz, first class performance today in very, very tough conditions.
So a win, no broken gear. Get it in, pack it up, and go and enjoy some refreshments.
A warm shower, I think, would probably be the first on the agenda.
Just heading down the bay to find the Lazarus and the Vycobi. Oh, hello, there we are on screen.
Yeah. Three stooges.
Three good heads for radio, Shipper.
Speak for yourself, darling. So where's number 2? There he is. So he negotiated the run, and he's just got this beaten out of the finish. Tom Cunich, Josh Feldman and Paddy Bannon.
And once again,
the ferry, or the cruise.
Guess
boat.
who?
Yeah.
I think we definitely hit them up for some sponsorship.
Oh, look.
And look at that.
Look at
they
that.
are a pest.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear. What a shame. Anyway, they've got enough up their sleeve. Where's the Vycobi? Oh, he's up. Oh, he's
they're not far behind, Peter.
I was looking further back, but Vycobi will pounce here. What a shame.
The amount of grief that guy has caused us today.
Same guy.
Same guy every time.
No idea. Just how easy it would have been to go to leeward of him, but no. Hold your course, go straight to windward of him.
And, the Lazarus will probably flip the other way again.
Ah, he will, yeah.
Oh,
he might save it.
They're going to save it.
Okay,
great job.
Done. Okay. Yeah.
Great job, guys.
This is game on between those two.
Yeah.
Okay, gear on and we're away. They've still got enough up their sleeve if they can just hold it together to get to the finish here to hang on to second spot. So that removes any doubt, Jimmy, whether they had a capsize or not.
They tick that box for them.
Yes.
And now the Vycobi have got to take on the same bloke now.
Oh, they've tacked out of the... And Lazarus is up and going. Vycobi's wobbly. Just see the lee of the boat's put away, but here's Bradley's head in the background as Lazarus goes upwind to try and maintain second spot. Way in the distance, just saw the Burrowang. He's still going. He could be fourth, I think, but anyway, he's still got a long way to go up into Shark Island, but we're on Lazarus now and Vycobi. This is the battle for second and third. Off in the distance, there's Yandu being towed home, I think.
And another pulse of pressure coming out of the bay, again out of Double Bay as we try and make our way up to the finish. Another strong puff coming through with Whitecaps.
And there, way in the distance there, Dolly, you can see the blue sail of Burrowang just around the bow of Lazarus. There he is, the Burrowang, Simon Nern and
so they're making their way up the other side of Shark Island still into...
but good on them for hanging in there.
Yep.
I don't think there's anyone else. I wonder what happened to 6. They capsized.
You had 6, you had Balmain and...
there was another one, wasn't there?
The Royal Oak, I think, was it?
I'm not sure. We're at Bradley's Head.
Haven't seen the Royal Oak for a while.
And we're looking down towards the Western Channel. I can't see any other skiffs, but it's a graveyard all day this harbour's been.
just saw the Vicobi putting in another tack just to try and throw something different at Lazarus, and maybe a chance of getting a shift or something to get some distance on them. And really the Lazarus are only one mistake off losing this second place. So the Vicobi boys have realised that.
And in good pressure, Lazarus now. Wow, it's fresh and double bay again.
Pumping
Look at this.
again. Yeah.
This is 20 plus knots easy.
Now, same deal. They've got to find some decent water to get this tack in. They're still a fair way off a ley line, but they're not too far off.
Wants to make sure he doesn't have to do too much of a dial down, I guess, when he gets closer to the line. But anyway, you've got to get the tack done first.
Yeah, I can see that they're just
a little bit softer where he's getting into. There he goes.
The Vicobi have tacked back. They'll be coming back at him on starboard. And a shaky tack again.
Yeah, nothing great about that.
Big pressure out of the left hit them.
And I think this is a bigger little rig, because this was Marcus's boat. And he always said I was always lacking power. So.
Those boys were swinging some weight when that crew, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, there's a good breeze coming towards them.
Yeah, but massively overlaid again, Pete.
Yes,
They're going to have to get the bow down to get to the finish. There's the line up there now.
Oh, there's a screamer of a puff they're in now, the Lazarus. Vicobi, there's Vicobi in the background.
Yeah, the Vicobi's just, they've got a good line.
They're ripping up there.
They are, and starboard advantage. I just think that they might just run out of runway.
Yes, I think Lazarus can maintain their height and speed. I think they'll cross here. Not by much. No, they're quite comfortable at the moment.
Still no room for error.
No, there's not. There's more wind coming out of Double Bay. That's the good or bad news, whichever way you look at it. There'll be some tired boys tonight, Dolly. It's a long course, a lot of wind. First race of the season. It'll been a real tester.
Might be a few calls to the boss tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be late, or I won't be there at all. Okay, Lazarus laying through to the finish. Well done.
Final approach.
Yep. Tom Kunich, Josh Feldman and Paddy Bannon, well done. Second place in the championship heat. They're across now. And it took a bit of a rough time, and that was about 8 minutes, the delta there.
Yeah.
So, pretty dominant performance by the Rag, but well done to these boys. And also Vicobi, who are about another... Oh, they're just tacked now. Again, not the great... Oh, someone's... Is that Kirk? No. One of the crew got a bath there, but they're laying into the finish. Third, they'll be about a minute behind the Lazarus.
Everywhere you look around, Pete, there's just 18s getting towed home.
There's carnage.
Yeah, well, Vicobi third. Well done.
Yeah, they are great effort from those three guys too. You know, little bit unlucky. They did lead sort of halfway through. But as I say, this early in the season, pretty tough.
Well, that spinnaker problem hurt them, I think, on that second long run to Obelisk.
Very much so. Yeah, that's when the Rag cleared out on both of them.
And then they got wobbly main and jib reaching it very hard. So, as the Queen said, or someone said, there is no fifth. There's a fourth, but there's Burrowang.
I've seen 6 still upright coming this way. They're just behind the spectator ferry, Pete. So,
okay.
So that'll be 5th. There they are. Oh, is that Balmain? Sorry, Balmain.
That looks like Balmain, Jimmy.
Balmain.
Yeah. Oh no, 6 coming directly at us. And
okay.
Balmain
There's a couple down there. Yes. Okay.
All is not lost.
No.
X-ray
So-
vision.
But then looking out the front of the camera cat now, Peter, it's not going to be easy for
No, it's
them.
not going to be fun, is it?
We've just got another probably 25 knot gust coming through.
There's boats upside down everywhere, as you say, Jimmy. There's boats being towed home. Red boat upside down here. The Burrowangs, there's Burrowang at Point Piper trying to get the bow down. He's going right into the lee of the moored yachts there. There's Simon Nern. Oh,
He's going to be at the Edward before.
he's going to have a beer at the Edwards before. He's got time to have one probably
Here he
too.
goes.
Oh, no. Oh, can you believe it? Can you believe it? After all of that. Well, we hope you've enjoyed it. We've certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. It's been thrills and spills. Dolly, a quick summary of the day from you?
Well, you know, fortunate and unfortunate, Pete. We saw some great action. But yeah, like I said in the lead up to today's race, with the conditions we were expecting and everyone being a bit green at the start of the season, it was sort of on the cards that we were going to get what we got. But real credit to the boats who did get around the course and get a result, and well done to the team on the Rag and Famish who really sailed a pretty good race after an early swim. And consolidated and took out the win for the day.
And Jimmy, your thoughts? I think it's pretty universal, isn't it? A day of thrills and spills, but a bit of cream rose to the top with the Rag and Famish and the other two that finished, Lazarus and Vycobi.
Yeah, I just hope everyone that has crashed out is all okay. Yeah, boats could be fixed. I just hope everyone, all the people are okay. I haven't heard
No
anything,
injuries.
so,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was definitely an exciting day to start the season, Pete.
Yeah, well, thanks you all for tuning in. Next week we'll do it all again for you. So thanks to the team behind the scenes. Dylan, Chits, Piers, Tom, great effort, great photos, great pictures. Hope you've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed bringing it to you. So on behalf of Jimmy and Dolly, Peter Shipway signing off from a very windy Sydney Harbour. That's... I do apologise. It's Sam, not Tom. I knew it had 3 letters in it. I do apologise, Sam. Good on you, Sam. Well done.
Thanks, boys. Afternoon, everyone.